Hey, this is Sean Sanders. Thank you so much for clicking onto my channel. So hit that like button, subscribe, and tell a friend about me. Just in case you didn't know, you can find me on other social media platforms. You can find me on Periscope. You can find me on Instagram, and you can find me on Twitter, where I had a very nice, spirited conversation on yesterday regarding my video yesterday. Same name, keeping it simple. So, happy Thursday. History was made. So, last night. So, I'm going to keep it short because your girl is tired. You know why? Because she stayed up. Now, for those of you who are new to my channel, I am a transplanted Hoosier. I'm born and raised in New York and has found Indiana, Northwest Indiana, to be my home. I've lived here for since 1997, so it is going to be 20 years coming up next year. But in this area of Northwest Indiana, Chicagoland area, it is all about the Cubs. And last night, history was made. So right now, nobody cares about Khloe Kardashian being allegedly pregnant. No one cares about Lil Wayne and his lame apology, I heard through the grapevine, doing some serious backpedaling, as I think James Colwell would say. Shout out to you. And nobody cares about what's going on right now because it is Cubs Nation. The game was great last night. It was an amazing baseball game. So, for those of you who don't care, but you know, there's something about a good sports story that is just always good. Have you ever been to the movies and saw a bad sports movie? No, you haven't, because there's something about the human spirit that's about triumphing over obstacles that makes all sports stories a great story. So I'm going to tell you about it real quick. So the Cubs has not won a World Series since 1908. And even worse, they have not been in the World Series for 75 years, 79 years. So the Cubs fans, people have lived their lifetimes being a Cubs fan and hasn't even seen the Cubs get to the World Series. Now, they've gotten really close, but they always seem to just crumble under the pressure. So the Cleveland Indians, who they were up against, hasn't been in the World Series for 48 years. So we're talking about two teams that hasn't seen the World Series in quite some time. So these were two hungry teams trying to bring it home to their fans. So the game started out really good. The Cubs was holding a lead 4-2 for quite some time, but they switched out pitchers and lost the momentum. And then before you knew it, the Indians got it tied 6-6. And I will tell you, it was when they would go into commercial, you would see at the bar, they would have the Cubs fans going crazy. And then when they panned out and tied 6-6, you could see, I mean, the players were going nuts, the fans were going nuts, the Cleveland Indian fans were going nuts because, you know, it did look like they weren't going to win. It didn't look like for the Cleveland fans they were going to win. But when they tied, it was on. So I was getting tired, and I really thought that the Cubs was going to lose it. They called a play, I think, that wasn't in their favor, and it went into overtime. And man, when they brought that home run in, everybody went wild. Now, what was great to see was all the stars. So you got a lot of diehard stars who are Cubs fans. So there was Bonnie Hunt, there was John Cusack, and then the all-time fan, Bill Murray. He was crying. He was so excited. And then you had LeBron James, who was there for the Clevelands, and Charlie Sheen was there. And I believe Charlie Sheen was for the Indians, because when he did that one movie, I think he was his character was for the Cleveland Indians. So there were stars panned out there. The crowd was wild. In the ninth inning, it started to rain, and it was looking bad. Overall, the World Series, this last game, because it was going to be anybody's game. Somebody had to win this one. Whoever won it was going to win the World Series. And this was by far a nail-biting game. Even in the Super Bowl, I cannot stand blowout games. Like when it's so far out and you can tell they're not going to come back. I don't think that's a good game. But this was, even if you're not a baseball fan, just watching the game and seeing it unfold between both teams was really, really fun. I am so tired because it was, I think, like 20 after when it was all said and done. But it was a great game, and I'm so happy for all of my Cubs fans that have been waiting. Parents have been waiting. There was this lady that's 98 years old who has been a Cubs fan since she was a child, and she does stats. She does all the stats of the players. So, I'm just so happy for my town here is enjoying the festivities, and I had to go and get my shirt for my husband, so he can wear Cubs proudly. So I'm so excited for everybody. But yeah, this is it. It's all about the Cubs today. So I don't have anything else to say because it really doesn't matter. So Nonstop November. Take care of yourself and each other, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.